Hello, my name's John. This is a conversion video and you're watching Wargames, Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a little conversion. I have here the old version of Boss Snickrot, the Ork from Warhammer 40,000. There's a much newer plastic version out now, but I wanted to do something with this old one, and I've had an idea for quite a long time about Ork Genestealer cults. Now, the thing with orcs is they breed in a very different way. They grow from mushrooms, they have spores and all that kind of stuff. So Genestealer cults don't necessarily work in the traditional way. And for quite a long time I've been trying to come up with an idea to have a Genestealer cult orc army, and I'm starting to work something out that could work with the lore and that kind of thing. But I wanted to start out by converting a leader for this army. This might be the only one I do. There might be no more Genestealer Hybrid orcs, or I might create a small army for them. But let me know in the comments what you think about this one as I work through it. But what I'm going to do with this one is replace a few bits and pieces with some Tyrannid components that I've got. So let's get started. So there is the backpack for this character, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use yet or not. But the head I think I'm going to leave as is. The main thing I'm going to change is the hands and the weapons that it's holding. So the first thing, let's have a look at the right arm. So let's move some bits and pieces out of the way. So this is the right arm, and I want to keep the hand, but I'm thinking that I'm going to replace the weapon with a bone sword. So I have two different ones here. I like the more traditional shaped one, but I'm going to use the base of this one for the bottom of the handle. So I'm going to start by trimming off the weapon here. And this is made out of the fantastic resin that Games Workshop moved to for a little while. The less we say about that, the better. But it's great for converting, because you can just rip it off with your own hands. But anyway, just cleaning that up like that. So we just have the hand there. And now I'm going to tweak and adjust this bone sword. And what I'm going to do, because there is some detail just there, I'm going to trim it about there to attach it in place. So I'm going to go with the clippers to just take it as close to the hand as possible before I then trim it down, making sure I do both sides to make it nice and even. And that's going to go on like that. And then from this one I'm going to take the base, oh there we go, the base of it, okay, chances are I've sped that bit up because the super glue I had was rubbish. I mean, really, I should think about drilling and pinning these components on, but I don't have time for that. I'm just going for gluing. So hopefully, if I hold this in place, that's better. That's better. Okay. Let's just lay that there, and then we'll do the bottom section of the bone sword. Now, you won't have heard this because I sped up that bit of the video because the glue wasn't working. So just talking about an Ork Genestealer Hybrid army, and I've wanted to do it for quite some time. I did come up with a few ideas quite a long time ago. Didn't really go anywhere. So I was actually sitting down today having a think about projects I'd like to do. I know I've got a lot of projects already, but that doesn't really matter because the whole point of the hobby is I can keep on doing it. But yeah, the idea that I had was to try and create a Genestealer army that would fit the orc life cycle. So obviously orcs come from mushrooms and spores and things like that. Genestealers come from slightly different routes, but including an army which has maybe biovores in it or some really unique hybrids. But we'll see. It's one of those things. If this goes well and people like this video, something I might consider doing, or this will just be a one-off, but we shall see. This super glue is far better than the previous one I had, and it is actually gluing this model together. Okay, so there is the bone sword in place. Rather large, but I don't mind, it works with the aesthetic. Just going to sit this character on the base, and now I'm going to work on the left arm. Now for this arm, what I want to do, I'm going to use this Tyrannid Warrior arm, and I'm going to replace the hand with the Tyrannid Warrior's hand. So, looking at this, there is, well, let's get this in focus for you. There is some little dog tags just on the edge of the blade there. So I want to try and cut around those or underneath those and then remove the whole hand. Now I don't think I can really save this blade. Well, I might be able to. Let's have a little go at cutting underneath. There we go. Okay, so I've trimmed underneath there. What I now need to do is trim through the hand. I'm going to do that with some snips. There we go. Oh, no, that broke anyway. There we go. Well, I'll see how much I can save with that for another project. But yeah, now I can gently tidy up behind where that was. Let's clean this up slightly. I'm going to attach this arm to the body before I put the hand on. But I prepped all the parts before I did this video because I didn't want to spend ages cleaning up parts, and that was all that you saw. I kind of want to continue doing the real-time conversion videos, painting videos, all of those kind of things, just so you see how long it takes. And I don't mind, people watch it sped up, and don't think I've put enough glue on there, but it will go off. And I want to try and keep the videos more short and concise, but still in real time. So that's something that I'm looking at doing over my videos in 2025. This is going to be the second video of the year, and although I have lots of projects to do, I thought, yeah, let's start a new project anyway. Okay. So I'm thinking, right, let's stick the head in place as well, so I get the location of this hand correct. I don't want to end up putting the hand in a place where the head can't move or anything. I'm not going to convert the head of this one. I want to keep it as is. I do like the look of it. It also has the kind of the night vision goggles, very similar to some of the Genestealer Cult models, just with a little bit as the aesthetic. Just make sure I hold that in place. There we go. Okay. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to go in there quite nicely. Let's... And one thing I am aiming for with this little conversion is not to have to rely on any green stuff work. Although I do enjoy it, it's nice to not have to worry about it on every single model. Okay, so there is that hand there. Now, the next thing I'm thinking of is not that one, that is a Genestealer arm. The other Tyranid Warrior arm I want to add to this model. Well, dropping things all over the place as usual, but I want to give this character 3 arms, so it looks traditionally like a Genestealer Cult member. So, safety squint. That went miles. And I want to attach this arm to the muscle on the back. Okay, so I'm going to have to trim a little bit more away. So I'm going to shave a little bit of the muscle away. Probably not the best idea putting that arm in place before I do this, but I wasn't really knowing whether I'd include the other arm, but now I've seen it, I do want to put it on there. So this is where I may need to add some green stuff later on to blend this arm into the rest of the model. Okay, let's work out how to get this. There we go. Okay. Let me just hold that in place for a second. Okay. Aye, nuts. Let's try and get this in place. Might need to cut a little bit more of the resin off, I'm not sure yet. No, that seems to be okay there. I probably will do some green stuff work to this later on, but for now just hold it in place. It's not quite a flat join, which is why super glue is not taking. Right, let's get my tweezers in there. Yeah, if you like the idea of seeing a Genestealer Cult Ork army, chuck it in the comments. And I'll continue doing videos on this. Okay, how's that done? That really... Okay, right, let's clean this up. So sometimes this happens, and doesn't matter what glue you use, but the piece isn't going to work as well as you thought it would. That doesn't matter. It's all part of the game. I'm so close to seeing my vision of this model. But I just snapped the sword off, but that's okay. Let's take that off. Let's re-glue this, then glue the sword back on. As with all the real-time videos, it's warts and all. If it doesn't work, I show it in the video. But that's okay, it's fine. So I just need to get it roughly in place. Just there, that's it. Got to think about paint scheme for this as well. Obviously, orcs are traditionally green. Genestealer cults aren't. Right, why is that not going off? Now, although I don't use kicker or any accelerant, sometimes it could be useful. Okay, let's get a little bit more glue on this bone sword and reattach that. And anyway, back onto the idea that I've had for my Genestealer cult. So I have come up with a name for what they're known as. And none of my glues are liking me today. Never mind, let's... just put that and hold that there. Yeah, so the idea that I've had for the name of my Ork Genestealer cult is calling these unique Xenos characters Spore Boys. So on the fringes of Orc society sometimes, when Genestealers infect some orcs, it is known as a Spore Boy infestation. Now, backpack yay or backpack yay? Nay or yay? Drop in the comments whether you think I should keep the backpack or not. But for now, here we go. This is, let's put a little bit of glue on the base. Not a lot, just a small amount, so if I need to I can take it off, but then knowing my luck with the super glue in this video, if I ever want to take it off, it's not going to go off, and if I want it to stay on, it's just going to fall off. Okay, there we go. So I'll put some pictures at the end of the video with and without the backpack, but here we have the first character in my Ork Genestealer Hybrid army, a Spore Boy. If you like this idea, please drop a comment. But for now, all I'm going to say is thanks for tuning in. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.